this was the third year that we'd offered this course as an overall single course introduction to the ancient world. And the point was to introduce students to reading ancient literature, especially the three epics, the Iliad, the Odyssey, and the Aeneid, introducing them to how you study ancient history, then art and archaeology, and then finally classical reception, which is a newish field, but it's how do later ages take a classical theme and play with it. 2 lectures a week, of which I do half. I tend to do literary lectures because we have 1 historian and 2 or 3 archaeologists in the department, so they cover that area. And we have other members of the department who will come in and just do 1 or 2 lectures.
I got to know a lot of people because of the seminars. They were fairly close-knit. I got to know the profs as well. I see them on campus now and converse with them freely. It's a lovely feeling, you know, to feel welcome like that. And also, in terms of how they treated us, it was mature enough to be a university student, but at the same time accepting the fact that we were coming from high school and wouldn't necessarily be used to the course, to the workload, and to different things like that. So they let us adapt, and the learning curve was not too steep. It was good. Well, they're fairly hefty books, but there are only 3 of them, and covering about 3 to 4 chapters every couple of weeks is not a lot of work at all. It's fairly relaxed. I want to be a librarian. I want to be basically a teacher librarian, and an emphasis in classical studies of any sort would give a good backing to just about any other literature there is. You know, so many, like I said, movies and other books are based upon these stories that are told from back then.
We have these sociological examples of 2 societies that rose, reached a climax, and then declined for various reasons. And if you're interested in studying human societies and human nature and human behavior, there's such a huge amount has survived from the classical period. A successful student from this course will appreciate the fact that this was not a primitive culture. This was a highly sophisticated culture. Even though Homer did not write his poems, but rather sang them. He was an oral poet. But Virgil is very much a written poet. They still are very involved and very skillfully written. They will also realize just what a complicated society. In fact, it's not a society, there's 2. There's the Greek world and the Roman world, and the 2 of them are so intertwined that we use the adjective Greco-Roman.